boy, Fried Noodle Eater, and welcome, good Patreons of the Noodle House. Hey, it is a new day. We are alive and well. I'm sorry, just getting up, man. Just did my pre-trip, getting ready to roll, and figured that I'd come on and make this video since I've been talking to my brother about it. You know, this may fall on deaf ears, or people might not want to hear it, but we're gonna talk about a few issues that are issues. Maybe some people don't want to see them as issues, but they're issues. They're issues nevertheless. Where do we start? So, I was watching a clip on Instagram yesterday. You know, most of my material comes from like some sorts of social media, or maybe it's a discussion that I've seen. But I watched a clip yesterday, and I thought it was the Golden Girls, but my auntie told me that it was a spinoff of the Golden Girls that they had called Golden Palace, where they inherited a hotel or something. So one of the Golden Girls, I forget her name, it's the one that she always acting like she's 20-something, being fast and whatnot. But she hung a Confederate flag up in the lobby of the hotel, and a young Don Cheadle, this is back in 1988, the year I was born, and a Don Cheadle had told, I think her name is Rose, had told Rose that, why are you hanging this flag up here? This flag, I wish I knew exactly. You know what? I got an iPad right here. We'll go to the clip, and because it's just funny because we're still having the same issues as that we're having from decades ago. Why is this? I don't understand why it is, but we're about to go find out. And I'm not going to play the whole entire thing, but you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. History, there we go, history. What else? Who's on Instagram? Anywho, so Don Cheadle states that he didn't really like the flag being there because it stood for racism, and Rose goes, well, it doesn't stand for racism, it stands for everything that I knew and loved when I was a kid. And Don Cheadle says, oh, so you think it's going to be a guy in a nice white suit and have a lot of Southern hospitality, and maybe her name is Blanche. We're going to go with Blanche. Whatever one the youngest of the three, I think it was. Yeah, Blanche. She goes, why, yes, that's exactly what I think it stands for. And Don Cheadle's like, you know what? It's your hotel, and go ahead and keep the flag up. So Blanche keeps the flag up, and Don Cheadle comes back, I think, later that day, or maybe comes down to the lobby to pick up something, and Blanche says something to Don Cheadle, and Don Cheadle's like, well, yes, right away. And another patron of the hotel says, oh wow, he's a good one, you need to keep him. And then that's when Blanche realized that everything that she knew about that flag, people with other motives or agendas were using that as a symbol. And I think that's what most people don't really understand about it. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the Confederate flag. You want to fly the Confederate flag? By all means. I'll come back to this. I met a guy 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, at a lumber plant. He was from Virginia, and he had, excuse me, had a half American flag, half Confederate flag tattooed on his arm. And he told me a story. He's like, I went up to New York, and I had a Confederate flag on my truck, and they pulled me over and cited me or something like that. And he was like, now I'm by far the very opposite of racist. Like when I went to school, and this guy's probably like 20, I think he was 27. It's like when I went to school on the football team, we had a black guy that was on the football team that was scared to go in the locker room. And he was like, I was just about the biggest one. And he's like, I walked him in there. So, with that being said, there are some people who, I don't know, maybe grandparents fought in the Confederate War, or great-great-great-grandparents, whatever the case may have been, and they want to hold that pride of the South or whatnot. I don't really understand it. You know, people are comparing like some of these generals and things like that to basically be like the equivalent of Saddam Hussein statues and Hitler statues. Like once these evil individuals lost power, lost wars, most people took them down because of what they stood for. And I know most people say, oh, it doesn't stand for racism, it stands for Southern pride. Well, even if it did once stood for your Southern pride, people with ulterior motives have adopted that flag to meet their agendas. And so, going back to the clip with Blanche, Don Cheadle walks away and goes into the next room, and Blanche follows him and says, wow, you know, I don't feel the same way that lady does. And Don Cheadle informs her, it doesn't matter if you don't feel the same way that lady does. You guys are united under the same symbol. And so Blanche also says, well, it doesn't matter if we united under the same symbol, we don't have the same beliefs. And Don Cheadle goes, well, that symbol, we've been fighting with that symbol for quite some time now. You know, the war's been over for, you know, decades, and yet people of color still have to deal with the repercussions of, people are scared of people of color. You know, you see the white women or white people, they get nervous when they see people walk on the side of the same side of the sidewalk, and they will cross over the street. I've seen that being done. And Don Cheadle goes, I hate being on the same elevator with a white person and she's over there clutching her purse. But sometimes I just want, rah! And Blanche gets all scared and stuff. So I chuckled about that. But yeah, it's very interesting. I don't think it's going to change just because people want to keep ignoring the fact. Yes, lately there has been more people listening, but if people continue to tune out the issue that's at hand, which we've been doing for years, things won't change. And at the rate America's moving in, I'd be surprised if we don't have like another I don't want to say civil war, I don't want to say revolution. Golly, I don't even know what to call it. But if shit doesn't change, excuse my French, I think we could be in for a world of hurt. And on top of all this stuff that we still dealing with, still got old Rona bringing a little funny looking self back around, messing up my plans for the weekend. I was trying to go to the beach, celebrate my anniversary, and I'm hearing that all the beaches gonna be shut down. I'm kind of hurt by that. But yeah, if you just so happen to be a Caucasian individual, please don't turn a blind eye. Please educate yourselves and your children. That's where it's going to start. You know, I'm going to throw this one last issue out there. A friend of mine, I call her my big sister. Her kid and the neighbor's kid was playing together. And, you know, kids are always going to be truthful and honest. The kid said that, oh, my dad said he's going to throw out all the black dolls that I have. Maybe she didn't mean anything about it. But my sister's kid told her, your dad may be a racist. Your dad may be a racist. And so I guess the kid told her dad, and the dad said that they weren't allowed to play with it together anymore. So my sister, being the person she was, goes over to the next door neighbor, and it's like, hey, what's going on? Like, why is this an issue? And the parent says, oh, they're eating dinner, so they're not going to be playing today, or something like that. And so my sister didn't initially tell the father what the daughter said, but she ended up telling him, and the mother was looking like horrified. Now, whether it was horrified because the father said something like that in front of the child, or they had been outed of saying, you know, inappropriate thing. Children are the most innocent people in the world. Children are the most innocent, and it takes a special type of person to pass on that type of hate to a child. Right now, you could take the most racist and bigoted individual ever and put their kid in a room with a kid of someone of color, and they would know none of that hate. Let's be honest. They would know none of that hate. The fact is, hate is a taught or a learned behavior. So you have a lot of these old Southerners who maybe acquired wealth or whatever the case may be, and so that's the Southern pride that they're trying to hang on to, not knowing that it's still affecting people of color to this day. We gotta help each other understand, man. There is no way that this should still be an issue in 2020. No way possible. I know this is a little sour video, and there's not things that we like to talk about, but it needs to be talked about. If you guys have opposing views, please enlighten me. I like to think that I'm a educated individual and I can have a decent conversation, an intellectual conversation with anybody. If you have opposing views, let me know. Let me know in the comments, and we will have a discussion on why I'm wrong or why I'm right, and we'll keep it moving. But yeah, I'm just trying to pass on some information about how we feel so you guys can have a better understanding. Anyway, I gotta get this drive on. Peace.